pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, welcome everybody to our December 3rd county board meeting. We'll start off with approval minutes from October 20th. Any questions, concerns over the minutes? Make a motion to approve minutes as written. Any motions or second?
Second.
Or anything for the second? All those in favor of approval of minutes, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign, and that passes. We'll move on to the accounts payable for the period ending November 3rd. Any questions, concerns over this?
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable for November 3rd, 2025.
Any motions or second? Second. All right, Nathan, second. All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That passes. All right, we'll move on to the payroll voucher for the period ending October 31st. Probably 31st. Any questions, concerns over this?
Motion to approve payroll voucher October 31st, 2025.
Tim, make the motion, is there a second?
One second.
Just making a second. All those in favor of the payroll voucher as presented, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That passes. Okay, we'll move on to whole business for that. Would be the school portion of the Duke changes.
Schools agreed to pay the portion of $5,100. We just need to pay it front, send them the bill and show that we paid half, and then they'll reimburse us.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Next up would be the lease on the depot. We'll dig up our license, we have 2025 copy presented in 24. And I think it was, we're charging $4,200 per year or $350 per month. Are there any issues? With the lease?
Currently paying, well, they are currently paying the utilities, right?
Correct. That's right.
We paid the insurance.
As of right now, would be us agreeing to draft it what we had from last year, unless we want to make any other changes to it.
What's the insurance, you know?
It's not broke down on there.
I was gonna say it's not broke down here, but
It's pretty standard for the owner. But it's still, a good idea to rent it, also get rental insurance stuff.
On the,
Yeah.
talk about the, volume.
Contents.
Yeah.
I would assume he does, but that's he's done.
The current lease requires him to maintain fire and extended coverage insurance.
Any major changes?
Excuse me, we provide the traditional insurance on the land itself, which is standard. And he's required to have, insurance for, fire and extended coverage insurance on all his personal property located in the premises. So that should be easy. Renew for him.
We raised it last year because he was done with his improvements that he made to the building.
And he provided certificates of insurance last year.
I think Tim was gonna ask if we have probably where the improvements have been made with that.
That's easy.
Yeah, that's all done.
Is he currently wanting to stay in this part of the year?
Mhm.
Okay.
Do we have anything else that we were wanting to do with that building?
I think last year you guys just wanted to take his lease down to just yearly in case something does pop up.
Okay.
Because it was just kind of open-ended,
Mhm.
and now we're doing Yeah.
So at this point, we go and proceed, we'll proceed the current rate, we want to tweak the rate, we want to.
You say we raised it last year?
How much I'm not,
Yeah.
I can get that number. Paying, I want to say $100 more. So he's paying $350 per month.
What you doing?
Mhm. $50. That's increasing.
Raised it.
300 or 350.
If we didn't renew the lease, what would we do with it? Cause we don't want it to deteriorate, nobody, you know, it's like sit down there and
I
say,
just-
"Better get somebody in there."
I just want to sit down.
Yeah, better have somebody in there right now.
Do we need some kind of a motion or what are we looking for?
I think it's more just where you get the dollar minimum. That's something we're gonna put. Okay,
At least leave it for another year, I would think.
okay, all right. Well, at that point, yes, so we can do the motion.
Motion to approve the lease of the, Trinity Building. For Jackson's. Business.
Jerry Jackson LLC.
General Jackson LLC
For 2026.
for 2026 for a 1 year term at the current lease rate.
315 per month.
I second.
I'll go ahead and send you guys a copy of last year's, just so you can have a look at it.
And then you'll make that next.
Yeah,
one. Okay.
obviously.
Okay, so we've got a motion, we got a second, I'm gonna come back and ask, process you to update, get that Jerry signs, and come back for our final approval for us to sign the phone.
Yep.
Okay.
That should be fine.
All right. All right, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That's what I passed.
If you just want to get it to me, I can come in and sign.
The problem, I mean, easy fix. Hey,
Okay, next up under old business is, Leanne Crockett's sewer bill. As you recall, last month, she came in and presented where she had given her hidden property, and vacant for her sewer bill for
$161.
$161 for the month of like July, maybe? And then the following month,
No, we did it on, October 7th.
October some good month for that covered, that would, most she was asking for. Regardless, the next month she came back and she had one that was higher than that. She was
Several hundred.
several hundred higher than that. So she was asking if there's anything that we could do to,
It had been less than 2 weeks, or it had been 2 weeks.
so we've been approved credit and given, she was asking if there's anything we could do to pause that, change that, redirect that. And I don't know your guys' feelings on that. I don't know. The concern we had at the time was set precedent.
Right, and so, and I did a little bit of research just to kind of get a sense of the way that some of the counties handle this, because there's a lot of times that, you, meter water usage as a component to their super bills. So, with her specific instance, I think it's within your authority to approve a one-time credit. And you could look at sewer charge on peak month, excess, wave, and then calculate that, minus her average usage. So however you guys want to do it. So you could take the, like, would it be 1 month or 3 months? That's really up to you guys. And this kind of falls within the same caveat with respect to pool bills. But I think that in order to address it long term, we'll need an ordinance. And so, for instance, looking at some other municipalities. So for instance, in Brownsburg, they cap summer water usage bills, June through September at the average of prior non-summer months. and that's explicitly to exclude irrigation and outdoor use. Now, this is a little bit of a bigger project. I'd rather talk to Reedy just to understand the financial impact of this as well. But the flip side of that is the purpose of the sewer bill is obviously to capture the cost of sewer usage, not people watering their lawns. So, Warsaw offers a summer credit program based in, that's from mid-March to mid-October. That's based on sewer charges on winter averages. So that way people can do sprinkling, and then we can even get rid of the pool billing. So we wouldn't have to individually do these pool bills. We'll just say, okay, for the 3 summer months or 4 summer months, whatever we decide, we'll just say, we'll average your winter, and then we'll use that for June, July, August, or whatever you guys decide. Again, I think we look at the financial impact of that potentially, but that would eliminate all the pool bills that we have to do all the way throughout the summer. And then we also have to look at the administrative feasibility of implementing something like that into our system. But that would, I think it's a contentious issue just from what some of the individuals, citizens who were here last time are talking about, having to, if they're saving rainwater, they just bite bullet and pay 5 times their traditional sewer bill. So we could create an ordinance that would address that perpetually moving forward. So, but that would create an ordinance, or that would require an ordinance. So I would simply say that if we wanted to address this issue for this particular citizen, I think that we can utilize a similar system. You guys have the authority to do that on this one-time basis. But before next summer, I think we should certainly look at possibly using an average, a rolling average for non-irrigation months and pool fill months.
There's a
And then
button,
get rid of the pool fill.
there's a button in Keystone where you can check for allow summer sprinkler system credits. We need to make sure we bought that option, because there's some options on there that we didn't purchase. And then that would automatically, anyone with an in-ground sprinkler system would get a summer sprinkler credit.
Right.
So,
And then the alternative is if we didn't want to do that, then there is the option for everyone who's interested in utilizing, or, who just does lawn stuff in the summer, they can buy a meter, individual meter. That's, it can be up to $1,000 or more to install. But once that's installed, they use that and it specifically bypasses the sewer rate. So it's not used for anything other than watering the lawn, washing the car, filling the pool, all those different things. So I think that that's a way to relieve some of the financial strain on citizens and to more accurately capture the purpose of the sewer rate, which is the sewer costs, as opposed to all of this affluent that's going everywhere but in the sewer. Then I think we cut down on work as well, not just in terms of making things more efficient, because then we're not individually looking at pool bills constantly and having to do that analysis. We probably have a year, a couple dozen maybe.
yeah.
But so that's an option, but I think that if you guys would like to, it's well within your authority to go ahead and grant her a credit. Should be so inclined. She did indicate importantly that she's coming from an area department. She had no familiarity with the sewer rate process. And what was the peak month for her?
It would have been in September because we fill in 3 years.
Okay.
So it'd been early September,
And how much was that bill?
$716.88.
Yeah, and her bill is traditionally what for sewer?
Like 100 and
Yeah, 30. So she stepped into she's 700,
And-
7% increase in her sewer bill.
yeah, she explained. We learned from our mistake and we're realized.
Yeah, but I mean, we can also make where this is going to, where we can legally address this in a more specific manner, because we can operate under the pool credit for this. But moving forward, I would recommend doing an ordinance to give summertime. I mean, it'd be good for the community too. You want to encourage people to. Well, that's my 2 cents as a citizen, but ultimately, those are kind of our options.
So if we could have the girls figure what her credit would be, then take off the credit we already gave her.
Sure. Yeah, perhaps, maybe go do the whole summer, but stay okay for this,
No, just this 1 month.
this 1 month, yeah.
They used 3 months to get her,
So you could, so you could pay like an average, you could average out whatever it is, and then take the difference, say, okay, we'll refund you $550, and then we credited you already. I'm not sure how much money, and
161.
then deduct that as well.
Right, so she doesn't.
So
get
she's
to-
gonna get double it.
Yes,
But I think we definitely should address it before the next summer.
but you guys do have the right to fix her.
They have the legal authority to do it.
I was absent during that meeting, what caused the excess water flow?
There was a soaking hose.
She put soap roses in because she hadn't saw it.
I think
She
it
didn't
just-
realize that.
Well, I think one
Running
person
water.
turned it on, the other one thought the other one turned it off, and it just ran for
Okay.
the entire run.
And there's really no way to approach this, because there's probably a lot of people who go through a lot of processes to capture rainwater and didn't get credits. So that's the flip side of this. But again, that's within your discretion, but if you guys want to do this, then you have legal authority to do it. But I certainly recommend a permanent solution with a new ordinance, for crediting summertime non-sewer water usage.
So our current ordinance says you're allowed to make one adjustment for 12 months, right?
Yeah, and we gave her one, and then 2 weeks later, this happened.
She got her new bill.
And so,
And I can see why we don't want to set precedent, but I think this is kind of exceptional.
and then, so
We're just
we,
getting off that original credit and applying the credit.
Right. her original credit was 161.76. Her new credit should be 606.60. So we'll take that 161 off of the 606.
Right.
And give her that credit. As
So
long
it's
as
still just gonna be one credit for
Yes.
the 12 month, it's just that. since-
we're shifting it.
Basically giving her back the one that we gave.
Right.
So we'll need you guys to vote if you agree to do that.
Make a motion to readjust the sewer bill, Ms. Crockett's, excessive water usage. In the amount of $606,
606.60.
$606.60.
And a second,
Motion made in second. All those in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed, same sign. So that passed. Do you have anything else for under old business?
Prior to the meeting starting, there was a discussion about the dog ordinance. And I just want to make sure that, you guys have to refresh my memory. I know I redrafted it and took out the language with respect to the dogs needing food and not. I can't recall if that was passed or not.
The one I have, unless I'm reading it wrong, still has it listed as,
I'll make sure everyone has the updated version, because I recall taking that out, so if for some reason, because the whole point was in the enforceability, because it's really difficult for officers, you're like, what is this dog, he needs this dog fixed. This, so we want to make it more enforceable. I know.
the last one I have. If that doesn't have the heat and spay or neuter, we can sign that one.
That's all right, it's not on the agenda, so I just allow me to re-review this and make sure we're on the same page, and then we'll get that done, as I know that that's not going to issue. I just
Okay.
wanted to raise it on the record. But I do have one drafted and ready to go, but if in fact I don't sign it, must be versions.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else under old business? Hearing none, you want to do business? And, we have Kevin Henry here tonight to talk about some dead trees in his neighborhood.
Well, I live on 521 North High, just above the blue apartments. Last house facing that road before you get to Graveyard Town. And there's, one dead one off the corner of my property that's right on the road. The limb fell off 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago. Took out all lines, and it's got a hole in the side of it. It's huge. I got a whole ladder today, looked at it, well, it's rotten. There's stuff growing out of there. And then you go across the street or down the way to this Gary Miller. On his property, well, it's the town's really, because I found out it was a 60-foot right of way, but it's right on the road too. The center's dead mid, totally dead. You got lose this big round. And then across the street from me, Jeremy Bowles, he's got one. I mean, they're all within, what's under all three of them is bus stop too. And it's a blue apartment bus stop where they all come up there. And them I've lived there 32 years, and they was big. And they're just rotten. I mean, they're just dead. You know, two of them are dead in the middle. They got vines on two of them growing up all over. So what's that tell you? You know, they're dying. And they really need removed. Because one of them could hit his house, one of them could hit his house, and one could hit mine. And it's just bad condition. Two of them are pretty big trees. Because he just took out a tree last week that took out our line several times before he moved in there. He finally got it out. I mean, that was just old. I took about 5 out of my property since I've been there. They just hollowed out and need to cut them down, you know, before it hurts anything. But,
I put a request into Duke.
huh?
I put a request into Duke.
Well, they need taken
I
down.
spoke with this last time they came out, and then Lineman told me that he only cuts so much around it, the rest of it, he don't care about, make nothing to do with him. So I said, who do I need to speak with? He said, would you move you folks? Or if it falls on my property, then whoever else, but it's just nothing but a mess every time the wind blows, or tree sap, or branches up and falling out, and the bus stops right in my driveway.
So there's 3 trees in total.
Yes. All of them probably 15, 20 foot.
The one on his property is, that's what, if that one has a problem, there's all the lines, that whole street is gonna be shut down. And the one that's closest, to my house is gonna take out either the house and the fence for sure, but my big concern was, first of all, I haven't really heard officially if that's on city property. So just, you know, I'm talking with that understanding, but, that bus stop is 3 times a day, kids getting on before school, dropped off after school, and, you know, that's their route through there. So I worry about that. Of course, any car that just comes through there, it's just, that one is really, really tall, besides being dead. It'll pick up a lot of limbs that fall, and that's okay. I just don't want it to hit anybody, any car, my house, fence, whatever. Then it'll be some kind of issue, and I'm glad you said something about Duke, because that was the thing I was gonna ask about it, if they could, because it will take out some lines. It really will. We don't want any of that. And, I'm willing to help, we all are in any way, but if it's on the city property, then what's the plan of attack, or can be, and keep us up to date on what that is, be willing to help in some way, but it's gonna, I've only lived here 2 years, I've worried about it all the time, and now it's getting down to where I had to take down 2 trees. They were dead too. I took down 2 more on my,
Right on your property.
yeah, in the backyard. One would have crushed the house, and the other one I just took down a couple of weeks ago would have taken some lines out, south side. So these are all up on that road, that high street, and they're not very far apart, but that one is so high, if it falls, it would come at least halfway across my house in the backyard. So that's my concern, is whatever the facts are, that we could get this moving, if we could just be updated on that, if we have to call people, whatever we have to do, we talk to Duke, but if you come out anytime, I'm retired, so I'm there all the time. I'd be glad to talk to you about it, show the feedback.
Are they up in the power lines right now?
One of them, yeah,
Well,
the one I took down
yeah, it was.
would have been, that fell this way. And then the one on the corner, depending on which way that falls.
I mean, just the way it's up in the air right now, is it in power lines?
No.
The one they trim back every year or so, they only trim back for me to, that's why, cause that's the base of the tree. He's like, I can't go back any further, that's why I asked him if they'd be willing to take it down for us. And he said that that's not his call, he just kind of blew me off.
We may still reach out to,
That might be something, that might be an avenue, and that would be great with us either way.
And you don't care who takes them down?
Don't have any, nope, don't care one bit.
So they, if my house was here and it falls that way,
No problem.
So can I just ask for a point of clarification? Are these on your guys' property or we don't know?
They're on the edge of the road. Two of them are right on the edge, the other one is probably,
Two of them are within 5 inches of the pavement.
So do we believe this is on town property then?
If it's
Or do we
60
not?
foot center, it's definitely on town property,
I talked to somebody.
which would be 30 foot
Said
from
it's
center of
60-foot
road.
road, which is Connor. Connor Barnett, I know Connor.
Yeah,
He said
And,
it's a 60-foot road down here.
About 5 years ago, the city paid to have the other one cut down because it's been, the one there is grown up real bad. Has it been about 5 years or so?
5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys in the town had that one cut down and the next one by the cemetery, which was growing. The roots were starting to bust up the asphalt, so they kind of cut them down. And then, 2 years ago, when the big limb fell out, the town had a tree service come to cut the big limb out because it was blocking the whole roadway. And the gentleman at that time priced to cut them down very cheap. I think each price like for $1,200 a piece. And, nothing ever really come out. And I can't remember who the gentleman was that coming, cut them, because it was a humongous. It had the whole street blocked for almost a week and a half before they had somebody come cut it out.
these back two trees on close to my property, I measured them once, they're probably from center 12 foot over. And, that's just, I did it real quick, but the tree is, and here's the road. I mean, there's not 5 inches, it's right there. So it's a mess.
Yeah,
but to me, it sounds like, from what you're saying, it's a good chance that's probably town property, but I think for the first step, we may do our due diligence and have it get with either Connor or one of the surveyors or whatever and confirm whose they are and whose responsibility they are, and then go from
nothing good.
I just don't want an ice storm come through. It could be a
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah, we need to do this probably sooner than later, it sounds like.
And I do have it in the Duke, so we'll see what they say.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm sorry, who-
You're talking to me?
no, I filled out the online form for the town, and then they, audio person called back to say they got it, it's just recording.
To put like a claim in or.
Yeah.
Do you have the claim number?
Uh-huh.
You do?
Mhm.
Would you able to show that to us, or with us, by email?
Yeah.
Will you have changes? Don't know if you guys have any contact, we can try to reach out to, or the things we can to see if there's something that we can do.
See, Duke come to the park and took one out to me. They took all the limbs off and left the big stuff. I got Sean to get rid of it, so it wouldn't cost that much. So I
That's what I was
know
wondering, if they would.
we're dropping to the ground.
Just a little bit.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. That is a bus route too out of high school. If they go down to the graveyard, right,
Yeah,
and
that's-
head up that street up there.
Yeah, that's constant bus traffic nonstop, but, I even went down and spoke with the people that's running the Blue Apartments now, and they said to me, because at the time, they put their fence is like right behind the tree, property line. And I was asking them about sharing how to, to get that taken out. And they said that, that they would love for it to be gone you can't see the turn left, turn out of the apartments coming there now because it's all bushed out so bad. I keep it trimmed back as much as I can, but there's things vines on that big around, you can't do much with it, so.
You say it was on that other one that's over there?
The one right there?
That they cut down and.
That's the one that the town had cut down probably 4 or 5 years ago or so.
Across the road from the tree.
Across the road from the tree that's there.
It was on city property,
I-
or it was worked out, whatever.
Yeah, however it was.
Okay.
It was an ordinance whenever they cut down a few other ones down there towards the cemetery. They come through and,
The one's over half through where the limbs come out. It's over half through the tree. It's, I mean, the hole in the tree, right, about 10, 11 foot up, it's just a big hole in it. And I'm just afraid he could hit his house or mine if it goes. Depends which way it goes. Goes down the street, I guess that's fine, but it'd wipe out everything up through there.
Well, it'll be a kind of ordeal when we get at this and get working on it, because that street, the high street, you'll have to close that down. Cause that, I mean, it's a
Yeah, they're big
huge, huge street. One I just got down the back has a 4 foot. Coming in. But, yeah, if we could just, should we, Sonia, someone call just to see how we're doing, like, you Call of Duty and so on, and whatever we can do there, is that?
Or do you guys reach out, or are you guys gonna reach out to Connor and then find out who's,
I reached out to Connor. You've already talked to Connor, Kenny.
Just hit him up to see what the, was 30 or 60. Because I was told they're either 30-foot streets or 60.
Yeah, I'll see him tomorrow meeting.
But even for 30-foot, they're over the 30-foot, I mean, they're past it.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
it would be 15-foot center, and they're all within that spectrum. But no, it's not that.
You're gonna be at the meeting tomorrow too. So we'll both see Connor tomorrow night, at another meeting, so we'll ask him tomorrow, get his input, we'll follow up with Duke, or someone can follow up with Duke on your claim number. Yeah, I don't have a good contact with Duke.
I'll share the claim number for you guys
Yeah.
for you.
If you share that number, I might have a couple, there's one JD I see and personal family,
Hmm.
friend. We might try a couple different avenues of, hey, can you get us to, we can talk to the secretary to at least get the answer.
Information.
So if it's not, if they can't come out and, if they come out and trim back as much as they can to make it maybe a little more price effective for
Because
us.
if they are cutting, Duke's might want to be involved. They'll probably want to take down the line.
Yeah, they'll have to,
Because it's it goes to the corner and goes up and there's lines coming both ways. Of course, I got like a right of way down my yard where the line runs to the other neighbors down below.
runs over to the church and right to the high school.
Okay.
And Duke, typically, if it's only a safety issue and it doesn't involve power lines, sounds like the trees are in the lines.
No, well, over at his corner, they pretty well are.
They pretty well are, they, like I said, they trim them back every year when they come through, but
Right,
they just trim it right to the base of the tree, and we're saying for me to hand to the line.
right.
They can get their legal limit on it without, that's why my complaint was, if you can't even cut back on whatever it is, 6 or 8 foot,
Yeah.
why are we not just taking the tree down?
Yeah, they won't, unless it involves a power line, Duke won't do anything.
Right.
Okay, so we have to just assume that we're going to do the due diligence to determine where these trees fall, who's legally responsible, because obviously that can't cut down a tree, it's not theirs, it's not our permission, and then we don't pay to cut down a tree, it's not ours either. But, yeah, we'll just need to do some legwork to determine things that technically fall within the right of way.
Okay.
And then
Should we just check back? Give time and someone just.
Yeah, and then as, if they give me info, I'll reach out to.
Who, been a year or two ago, maybe longer, we had some trees, I think, on the bridge or something cut down.
An alley, we have some in the alley.
Who was that, in that portion?
Sean hooked it up, I don't remember who it was, but they were nothing this size.
Right, I mean, whoever that was fairly, I thought fairly reasonable. that it
Very
was,
reasonable.
Okay.
I was gonna say, the guy that you guys had come cut the tree, that he was way cheaper than the guy I had pricing.
Mhm.
Cause, and the guy I had pricing was about 4,000, I thought, well, that's,
Mhm.
yeah, because of the power line and the mess that it's gonna be to get it away from everything. That's why he said his price was so high, it's just where it's located at, where the lines are.
So if we get Duke to at least get it manageable, be cheaper for us.
If they can do that, that would be,
if it's in the lines, they're not
Right.
gonna do anything, it's not the lines.
But to his point, if they're only cutting, they're not cutting their legal,
Yeah, I can't remember, well, depending on which right away you look at.
right,
So the foreman, I ended up talking to the foreman, 2 years ago. It wasn't this year because I wasn't there when he came here. And he's the one to tell me, well, I just do what they put in, that's all I'm doing. You don't have to build the food chain to get something more.
If you go out and look, my house, you'll see a bunch of firewood back, all stacked up for my son, that's us. He probably will be this time next year before he picks it up.
okay, we will When we got the bids, we get more information, we'll be in contact.
Perfect.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, next, not on the agenda, but for us to handle, we've got, sewer testing.
We came in at like quarter to four.
What was this?
Or sewer adjustment.
The first one, we told the lady on the phone that it would not be covered. She still wants us to present it to you guys. Obviously, I don't know. And she came in and had brought all the paperwork, we explained again that it would not be covered because it was a toilet issue. But, that's one.
The first one is for 1 East Walnut Street, 131. Excuse me, 131. Toilet leak, water went through the sewer, active sewer usage of 23,000 or 2,325 gallons. Gallons be requested to be adjusted 9,775 gallons. About to be adjusted per council is $98.83. There was a leak in the toilet, so it just constantly running. It wasn't actually leaking.
So it was going through the
It
sewer,
was-
which is,
Any questions, concerns on this? We need to have a motion to deny.
Let's do it.
Okay. Whether we, a motion to deny the request.
Motion to deny the sewer adjustment request for 131 East Avenue. Based on the fact that the water did go into the sewer system.
Second. All right, ladies, a second. All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. That's been. Okay.
Then we have a pool fill. That's the only pool fill, and I have 2 leaks.
Okay. This pool fill is for 503 North Elm Street. Average water usage is 2,500 gallons. Gallons to be adjusted is 5,400 gallons. Amount to be adjusted per council is $54.59. This is 16 by 36 inch.
Do we want to do these individually or do the other three into the whole?
Let's do the 2 pool and we'll do the.
That's the one. pool, and
One
then
pool
two
and the
leaks
2 leaks.
together.
I make a motion to approve the reimbursement for the pool fill for $54.59.
Okay, Brian makes a motion, is there a second? Dan making a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Next we have is versus for 101 North Nico Street. Average sewer usage is 3,300 gallons. Gallons to be adjusted would be 14,850 gallons. Amount to be adjusted for council would be $150.13. The next is for 1035 Stephanie Drive. And then,
Does that have the work got like to prove the fixing and things like it?
Water line and a trailer. Do you know how to see any other information?
She fixed hers herself. She went and got all the, parts, at the hardware store and fixed her leak herself under her trailer. So I asked her for a receipt. And she said that they must have thrown the receipt away for the supplies, but she did not pay a plumber. She fixed it herself.
The next is for a leak in the water service line in the crawl space. Average sewer usage is 2,400 gallons. The amount to be adjusted is 13,500. The amount to be adjusted for cancel is $136.49.
I don't think they got it.
There is no evidence. Or any receipts, anything on this one? Like, I come back, like, they're gonna get one and they'll fix it. They're gonna buy sewer bill next month, like, yeah, doing about that. Any questions, concerns over these?
The one on Stephanie, what was the issue? I didn't think it came in like 2 foot more.
There's leaking crawl space.
Oh, in the crawl space, sorry.
And I think this individual would be pretty mindful of if the rate went up 10 years ago.
Well, I'm sure they paid to have that fixed,
Oh, yeah.
but she did it
Yes.
herself. Yes.
I'm sure this one was just paid someone, but.
Yeah.
Any other questions, servers? If not, entertain a motion.
I don't think we're that aggressive, but I'll make a motion to approve both leaks.
Okay, one North Depot, and then 1,035 Stephanie Drive.
Make a motion for both of those addresses.
Okay, Tim, make a motion for a second. Second. You tell me.
And
Okay. All right, all in favor of the sewer adjustment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. And so it passes. All right, next up on the agenda is we've received quote for our insurance rate for 2026.
and that policy runs November 1st to November 1st.
So is our current insurance rate. Last year, insurance was $68,268. For the upcoming year, it's gonna be $82,061. I kind of going through, we're gonna get you copies of these afterwards. Auto went up, the police cars. That counts for some of it. Property rate went up. Property went up 3,000, auto went up 4. General liability went up a couple hundred. Yeah, our umbrella liability went up about 4,000. I think back again, so we're.
And they go for quick, they look at it.
While we're waiting on that, at the place right off of Bridge Street there where TJ's usually parks on Friday for the barbecue place. There are 2 signs right out by the sidewalk where you have to park, you have to pull out to where you're almost in traffic to see around them. If you're heading, if you're coming up to 50 from your house, for instance, and you're looking back towards downtown, you have to edge out really far to see around those signs.
That's this game to.
I don't know what the signs are, I think about it every day when I go home because I have to keep edging out to see, and I just wondering if there's anything we can do down about that, or who we would need to.
That is. I move that intersection, I'll call for that as when you work intersections from 7 until 8:30.
I go through there at 4:30 every day.
It's,
It's brutal.
yeah.
But
I'll also drive
Like I said,
around.
the fact that you have to edge out so far just to see around those two signs makes it kind of dangerous. I mean, I know right where I can get to where I'm not out in traffic and just barely see, but if someone else edged out farther with a bigger vehicle, they could.
Thanks for sharing.
I don't even know what the signs say anymore. I very rarely come from yes, go behind them. Wasn't sure when to bring that up or who to bring it up to, so I figured I'd throw it out there.
We got your visuals back.
Has anybody talked to Todd about this or just?
I just got email today. And so I didn't pay it today. I wanted you guys to look at it. Well, it wouldn't affect November 1st, so.
Yeah, 30 days usually.
That's why I thought 30 days.
28, which I'm up here. But, okay. I need to talk to Paul.
Okay.
Mr. Brady gives a good explanation. I can do that response back to council.
I won't pay until I hear from you.
Blood pressure. Okay.
Don't forget.
You want?
Don't forget. We haven't had any claims, have we? On property? I mean, I get the vehicle one because of the.
We added 3 brand new vehicles.
Right, you're right.
But some explanation on the others would be good. Right?
I think we had replacement value calculation last year though, or the year. Did it go again?
He says to go up once.
It might be it.
Only replace.
I had to walk someone through the senior center. It's the only building they asked to see.
Can't imagine having all their rates go up.
No,
I don't know. Liability, they don't go with it.
That's a good.
it does have a stove in it. She goes, this is a stove. About $20,000.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people that sell insurance. You get a second opinion and stuff from that come down pretty quick.
So what, I gotta ask, what's an inland marine coverage?
Those are the trailers. Like the Sean and the Connor and the
Oh, okay.
Palmer trailers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think like marine, I think it's like $100,000.
Linebacker, is that like for us? Keep that floated there.
Not sure.
Okay. Well, I'll reach out to Tom and come today and try and get it back from him on. What's going on with that?
Maybe also revisit liability, or I'm sorry, yeah, your liability and everything, if we can't raise our deductibles. I'm having a hard time coming to work, so thank you guys for being here.
I think it's just because we're all in our room together and it's 2 months and then first time the whole building is pretty well.
Well, then, Kathy and Mindy and I would like to thank, you guys that came to our
Thanks for having us.
lunch and on Friday.
It's fun, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had a big time.
Yeah, I think you did. He was
He
well behaved.
Oh, no, he's great.
Yeah.
Oh, but he dropped his little spider out here, you can see it. He hid the tears more below him.
He could have came in and got another one.
I know, I was like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. He was so sad.
All right, anything else on the new business? If not, entertain motion.
Second.
Let's make the motion, Ryan, if you for the second, all those in favor? Aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.
In December for Christmas, we're doing a baked potato bar at some point, like that.
Yeah, I want to do that, the sewer did.
Wait,
I know.
wait,
Yeah. Shut up. I, anyway, no,